There are themes within Takmalah that listeners may find triggering, including intrusive thoughts, violence, domestic abuse, and suicidal ideation. If any of the topics in this episode speak to you, you're not alone. We have partnered with SAD, who host an online support group every Thursday, aptly named Shits and Giggles. Wherever you are on your journey, SAD offers a chance to connect, to be heard and supported by this incredible group of survivors. We've put the link in the show notes, so please get in touch. If you want to become an ally, follow us, rate, review, share, and we can grow this community and help anyone trying to escape an abusive relationship. With each episode, we gain in strength, numbers, and confidence, and are proud to share an initiative we've been working on. We want to implement a domestic violence disclosure scheme in Portugal to prevent any more deaths at the hands of domestic abusers. And with your virtual signature, we are one step closer, as there really is safety in numbers. So please add your name at the link below. Head over to www.change.org/domestic violence disclosure scheme PT. Thank you for listening. Dear Paige, it's me, girl. It's been a while, hasn't it? I hadn't needed to, writing you for a bit, but I just wanted to let you know something. It's like my future self writing to me, making a note. But I just wanted you to know that I'm still here. And I think I might have found a way to feel safe. And then who knows? But, you know, that crazy idea I had when I was basically losing my marbles, losing the absolute plot, and needed to find a reason to live, to carry on. And I said I was going to do something about it that was actually beneficial to the people affected by domestic abuse. Well, guess what? So I put together the plan, and then I told my friend, told a member of the family about my idea, and she put me in touch with someone that she works with. And it's just happened really quickly. It's amazing, and I don't really know what to do. It's like I'm waiting for something bad to happen, even now. So I had to do this presentation of the tech proposal to basically build a digital escape egress, which would mean that victims could get wherever they needed to be. We could get them into a hotel or into an Uber, and that people would be able to make donations, that you'd be able to store, like a digital wallet, all of your identification, and for your pets, your children. Yeah. So where are these systematic failures? At least we can keep the community safe. And it's not just victims of domestic abuse, it's anyone that needs to escape an issue. Journalists, activists, a decentralised system that protects and gives digital autonomy. I mean, it's hard to believe when I think of girl back then and girl now. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Paige. It's amazing. I know you held a lot of hard times, hard thoughts, and helped me work things out. But do you know what I know? thing that a victim needs is to be believed. It's just that. Not to be asked, why did you stay? Why didn't you leave? But just to be believed, acknowledged and seen. And helped. And dare I say it, I'm really proud. We've got this community now page. It's called Sad Survivors. And it's where loads of survivors can get together and they support each other. And this is what this app is going to do. They can be survivor to survivor mentoring. We can have webinars where the victims learn how to invest their money to make money to help them rebuild their lives. I said I'd do something about it. So I did this presentation on X. Can you believe it? I was shitting my pants. I don't know anything about tech, but it was nice. I was able to speak, not as me, not as a girl, but as a representative of the community for sad survivors. And that just felt two things. It felt like I was looking after myself, giving myself some distance from it. It also felt wonderful, a beautiful moment to represent this community that I'm so proud to be a part of. And that does sound fucked up, I know, but I am. Every time I meet a fellow survivor, I'm amazed by them, amazed by the strength and unbridled determination. There really might be safety in numbers after all. In this campaign page, I'm trying with all my might. Devoted my life to it, and that's why I haven't been in touch. So sorry. I had to stay focused, to keep the focus on the problem, not on me. It's not about me. It's about the issue at hand. And so after I did the tech presentation of what the community wanted, there was a really good response. And Logos, this tech company, they're doing really great things, especially here in Portugal. To feel seen and heard, to feel heard. They listened to all of it. And there was such a lot of support for the issue and the solution. And this other woman then got in touch and she had a bit of tech that could be used for another part. And then guess what happened? I got an email. They're going to build us a website so we can test case the tech that we need. And then as we develop the app, this keeps survivors safe through every attempt that they make to leave. This could. Paige, I actually think this will save lives. And that is something, isn't it? It's something. I can't solve it, and I laugh at my arrogance to think I could have, but I can definitely help. And hopefully this will. A place where survivors can gather and support each other. And can help get their lives back on track. Give them the strength to keep going. Go on. Go on. People talk of karma, Paige. And karma can go both ways, any ways. And sometimes it doesn't feel like there is any karma. And sometimes it feels like maybe one should be the karma. Baked beans have tried to destroy my life with lies, fake homes, empty promises and threats. And I have to say, with all my chest, that I hope that karma comes back onto baked beans with the full force he dealt it with in the beginning and with interest. You see, he expected me to move on without a proper apology or taking any accountability. And that, this is over now because he has decided that now it's done. Basically, he's met someone else and he doesn't really want this whole thing carrying on. He won't be able to make his visits where he looks at me from down in the car park. He won't be able to keep such close tabs on me like he did. He's going to stop just coming in to my house willy-nilly, uninvited, causing mayhem. And he got really angry once more because I was making a big deal out of it, apparently, because beating me up is devoid of compassion. No, he just wants to move on as quickly as possible, and there really wasn't that much to move on from because, well, I deserved it all, didn't I? And it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's not as bad as I'm making out. It was the first time he'd done it when he beat me, but I've just heard a list that you want me to come and support you in court, that your ex-wife has said the same thing. So he thinks he is God, above the law. Shitty people think shitty things, say shitty things, and act in shitty ways, don't they? The thing with all of this shit is every shitty thing he's said to me about me, it just keeps going round and round in my head. So it's kind of difficult to go out there and be me. Because I've heard him say all the shitty things about his ex-wife, how he's gone around shooting his mouth off. So they're looking at me like I'm all of those things as well, to add more insult to injury. There's still an energy between us and I hate it. It engulfs me. It always felt so heavy. And I thought I mistook that for depth. What a knob. I thought it was like, a cool weighted blanket from IKEA that helps with anxiety. No, it wasn't good heaviness that weighted blanket was filled with. It was just bad stuff. And it turned into a blanket of bloody doom. And the thing is, I can't find anything positive to latch onto, to cultivate, to turn into something vaguely positive, to utilise, to harness, to be in the world with. I don't know how to be in the world. I can't believe he called me to call him to find his phone that he dropped. The audacity, the gall, the impudence, the insolence, the incivility, the chutzpah, the singularity, the ungraciousness. What the actual... Oh... He's deluded. Or does everyone think like this? Like I had been living in his truth
where he was judge, jury, hangman, and this delusion that he'd set me up in as girlfriend, in this deluded version that he had of me, that he stuck to, calling me a demon if I didn't play the role of girlfriend in the version. So everything I did, because it was me just being me, if it wasn't in line with this version, all hell would break loose. He had to maintain his world, this bollocks, at any cost, because he is the god of his world. And me, girlfriend, the role of, I would bear the cost if anything didn't go to plan in his movie. He'd given me 2 sexually transmitted diseases, the utter vile swine pig. And he wants me to help him. Another assault on my very weakened nervous system. I told him that I'd wanted him to stop jumping from pillar to post, hurting people, and just to get some help. He'd had major shit in his, breakdown of his marriage that he couldn't really handle. And you just said that you did coke for a month and you haven't managed to get yourself to regular counselling or an AA meeting. You have 2 children and they've seen how you treat women. They've seen how you treat yourself. And that disparity between your public figure life and your home life must be terribly confusing for them as it was for me. This chaotic nature, your chaotic nature, your pain and all the suffering needs to be healed before you... I mean, he'd have to be a total monster if he didn't feel something. I mean, this man couldn't handle his own feelings. And all of these behaviours, he's just brushing off. As he repeated 15 insults to me, usually twice a week, for hours on end. I daydreamed before meeting him today. I daydreamed about him actually going back through them. But he told me today that he'd lost his phone. Oh, that's convenient. I haven't, though. I wanted him to hear the despicable things he'd threatened me with. I wanted to hear the putrid dross that poured out of him. I wanted him to have to bear it, withstand his truth. I wanted to watch him fall to his knees with the weight of the words that he'd uttered. I wanted him to feel all the power of the words, to feel the impact, and to be imprinted by it forever, like I knew would be forever, always. I wanted him to have that realisation. I didn't need him to apologise. I didn't need the dramatics of that. I just wanted him to respectfully, genuinely acknowledge the shite that he'd inflicted on me, verbally, physically, mentally, financially, sexually. Do you know how I know that I was raped by him? Do you know how I know that he raped me, how he sexually assaulted me? He'd really hurt me physically in this sexual assault. He'd come in and he had been out all night and he came in and that's what happened. And at one point, I'd thrown him off because it was really, really hurting me. And he told me that I liked it. And I must have flashed him a look. How could I not have? The rage on my face. And then you come up to me, and I realise now, you see, it's like all the layers and all the screens and all of the things that my brain had protected me with. And actually, I realise now that I'd been protected him with. I'd protected him from what he'd done to me as a way for me to handle it, to handle the truth. And I couldn't. And now that was all gone. All of that veneer had gone. You see, after I realised that I hadn't imagined this abuse, I hadn't imagined that he'd raped me. And I know it because he told me the next day, when he eventually woke up, he told me about a time when I'd forced him to have sex with him. This was a few days before I left for the last time, by the way, Paige. And I hadn't realised why until now. Everything was coming off, though. Everything. So when he'd asked me to phone his phone, and I said, "You can suck my dick," I realised I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going to let him have it. Lock, stock and 2 smoking barrels. This was going to be a 360-degree affair. And I have moved into my fuck you sideways era. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew it was going to be beautiful. I was coming for you, baked beans, and I was going to do my utmost somehow to sit with this shit. I knew that that was the only way that I could had any hope of getting through this without doing something to not have to bear the weight of it all. Because I wasn't going to get an apology from this fucker. I wasn't going to get any relief that way, you know? That would have lightened my load. No, that wasn't going to happen. And I'd sort of been asking for help, and that wasn't happening either. So this was going to have to come from me. And I know that means accepting the truth that this happened. All of those things. I think this might be the beginning of a nervous breakdown, Paige, like a proper one, not me just saying I was having a slow release one, because the panic attacks are closening in time, like contractions, like I'm birthing this shit. Maybe that's it. I have to hold all of it and then get rid of it, get it out of me. Okay. This isn't going to be easy. This is going to be really hard, but maybe this is how I prove I am worth more. I'd been chasing him to love me right. What type of person, what kind of person can say they love you and then